everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Mega Man X2 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and this one has been a long time coming. Because, unlike the first and third games, which I played as a kid, this one I did not. I didn't play this until about a week or two before I started recording this. I knew about the game. It was in Volume 69 of Nintendo Power, which was the very first issue of Nintendo Power that I ever had. It was on the cover, for crying out loud. But I never played it until now. And that's a shame, because this is a decent game in the X series. And as you can see here, the game is pretty much more of the same as you saw in Mega Man X. Not that that's a bad thing. You shoot with Y, you jump with B, you dash with A, and thankfully you get the ability to dash at the very beginning of the game. You don't have to get a leg enhancement in order to be able to dash like you did in the first game. You can climb up in ladders and move left and right with the control pad. You can still slide off walls and jump off walls. You still have that same great death animation, which I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing a couple times in this Let's Play. Not that that's a bad thing, but it is still pretty cool regardless. So anyway, it's been 6 months since the events of the first game. There's still a little bit of the Maverick resistance that Sigma gathered up in the first game, still raising Cain wherever it is that Mega Man X is. We've got to destroy them, and we've pretty much tracked the last of them down to an abandoned HQ where we will start the game. Might as well go ahead and show off the options mode. And of course, just like in the first game, you can also use the shoulder buttons to switch between weapons, and you can choose between stereo and mono sound. I'm going to keep everything as it is. And I'm probably going to be using the pause button more often compared to the first and third games because, again, I only started recently playing this, and I did beat this before playing through this for the channel. And we start the game. We are headed towards that Mavericks HQ. That guy in the background gets shot down. We lose our bike, but it's for a good cause. It helps us get rid of this guy, who we will shoot down. Just avoid his projectiles and shoot him down. And like I said earlier, you can dash at the beginning of the game. You don't have to get a leg enhancement to do that anymore, which is good. And just like in the last game, you can hold the Y button down to charge up the X Buster, which I will be doing quite a lot in this game. I thought I was going to have to do a charge shot in order to do some more damage, but apparently that wasn't the case. Want to watch out for these little guys that are flying around. Also, those spikes down there with the electricity coursing through them, they don't kill you on contact. They just take like 2 units of health. So thankfully they don't kill you. At least the game doesn't hit you with some sort of instant death trap at the very beginning of the game. Also, you can kill these enemies on the conveyor belt here, which can also move you around. I did not even know that. And this claw moves us over here, and if we're lucky, we can time our movements just right to leap off that wall near the spikes, the electrified spikes. And we can get up here. You want to jump up to the top as quickly as possible, or else you're going to get crushed. As long as you can make it here, you're good. Time to move on. And we have some of those robots that are being manufactured that we saw in the intro here. There's some energy if you need it. We're not going to. And just drop down here, you'll go through a door, and you will automatically enter the boss fight. Very quick intro stage compared to the first and third games, because I'm recording this after playing the first and third games. This guy will do a little bit of damage, but if you charge up the X Buster to as powerful as it can go, shooting the head with a few fully charged shots, well, as fully charged as it's going to be, this guy goes down really easy. Doesn't really have to mention these strategies here other than using fully charged shots at this point, because this boss is a real pushover. And after we destroy this guy, we have these 3 figures we cannot discern any detail about. One of them is named Sergis. And judging by his tone and style of speaking, I'm going to think he's the enemy. There's another guy named Violin. Judging by what he's saying, he's probably an enemy too. This guy's name is Agile. I find it ironic that he is the fastest speaker of the three. And I'm just going to go ahead and say they're all enemies. So these three guys are watching our every move right now. And our Mavericks, are they the ones behind the new troubles that we may be coming across in this game? We shall see. And we will have to fight them too. This is a Mega Man X game after all. Judging by how they are speaking, they are collecting something. And they need a control chip for what they are controlling. We're gonna find out what it is they're building later on. But here's the password for getting through the intro stage. Compared to the first game, which had 12 numbers, this one introduced a 16-number password system, a 4x4 grid, which would also continue into the third game. And I really like the password music here. They really upped the ante on the music there. They really did a good job of the music compared to the first game. And we are now on the stage select screen where we have 8 new Robot Masters to fight. Highlight a Maverick and you'll be able to see what stage they are on, and, well, is that Maverick's name. We have the Weather Control stage with Wire Sponge, the Robot Junkyard with Morph Moth, I can't even speak today, the Volcanic Zone stage with Flame Stag, the Central Computer stage with Magna Centipede, the Energy Crystal stage with Crystal Snail, nope, I skipped one there, Dinosaur Tank stage with Wheel Gator, we'll be facing him first, Deep Sea Base stage with Bubble Crab, and the Desert Base stage with Overdrive Ostrich. I am going to go ahead and face Wheel Gator. He's the easiest guy to beat with the Mega Buster, probably. And this stage is pretty easy to get through anyway. And I like this stage because the background moves. Might as well go ahead and take out this turret as well as this bird. Wow, I took it out before I managed to have the bird show up on screen. This turret right here, you can just keep going back and forth and farming for stuff while you're here. We'll have to keep that in mind for later. For now, let's go ahead and continue on. Take out a few of these Tyrannosaurus tanks. As long as we don't stand right in front of them, they won't be much of a threat. Up here is something good. But we're going to need an enhancement in order to get what's up there. For now, let's go ahead and get on this platform. It will take us to where we need to go. Keep standing there. You'll eventually land on this platform. Just wall kick up here with the B button. Just hold the control pad towards the wall and just keep pressing B and you'll eventually get up here. And here's a guy with the shield. Hit him with a fully charged shot in order to get him to drop the shield for a few seconds. Then shoot at him until he dies. Here's something you can do while sliding up a wall. Quickly press the control pad in the opposite direction and press A and B at the same time, and you'll do a dash jump off of the wall. That helps us get over there. Really helpful even if you don't have the ability to, well, you'll find out. But for now, just get into this suit, just jump in, punch the wall to the left, and let's get down here. if you guys want to give us some rock'em sock'em robot action. And by double tapping on the left or right on the control pad, we can dash. From there, we can hold B to get over that pit with the hover ability. And from here, we're going to have the get off of the little robot ride armor. You have to hold up and where you want to go, and then press B on the control pad at the same time in order to get off the bike. Otherwise, you're just going to get off and then get back on. Oh, by the way, that is a heart tank. This red thing that is spinning right here. There are 8 of them in the game, just like in the first and third games. And by collecting one, you will increase your maximum health by 2 units. Not a big increase, but those increases do add up. We're going to have to get some stuff in order to get that heart tank, because there's no way for us to get it yet. I want to be careful while on this platform, because when you jump on it, it changes direction. It'll change direction from up or down or left or right. Ow. And it can be kind of a pain while taking on that guy with the shield. Want to be very careful here. Actually, no, I don't think I want to do that. Not yet. I forgot what's up here, and I just recently played through the game. I know I don't want to touch the spikes on the sides, though. Oh, that's right. There's a special door here that we won't be able to enter quite yet, but I do get an extra life for going left here. That's what that little Mega Man X head is for those of you who have never played the X series. That door that I mentioned will come into play later, and there's a pair of them, or one of them at least, in every stage. And I do want to refill my health for taking that unnecessary damage. I hear another robot ride armor, I think. Oh no, it's just this thing. Well, at least I got my energy back. Fun thing about the background of the stage, the outside world gets darker and goes from afternoon to evening as you go through the stage. You won't see it unless you stick around long enough at the beginning, but it happens. Oh, and this is the other end of where we were at. That's the exit. We won't be able to go in there at all through this way. But I do want to pay attention to where I go here, because there's another thing to the left. I'm going to go ahead and take that energy. And that is the exit here. I don't want to go there just yet, though, because there's something I want to show off first. Oh, why'd I do that? Oh, I still able to get the energy anyway. And I can't show it off, but right behind that gray part there, you can leap up here on these little invisible steps that are hard to see, and you can pick up some energy pellets. They're the little orange and white things that you've been seeing. The small ones recover a little bit of health, while the big ones restore a lot of health. You also have those blue capsules which restore special weapon energy. Small recovers a little bit, big recovers a lot. But we won't be needing the blue capsules quite yet. For now, we just need to go through the door here, and we'll take on our first Maverick, Wheel Gator. He does have a weapon weakness, but he's more fun to fight with the X-Buster. At the start of the battle, I'll be avoiding these spike wheels that come out through the red goop that's on the floor here. And I want to use that dash jump off the wall to avoid these spike wheels. Having trouble avoiding the second one because I'm talking all the time. Always a second in every set that I've been unable to avoid as of late. Primarily because it shows up right there in the corner instead of in the middle. I do want to hit this guy with fully charged shots, though. He will shoot projectiles at us as well as these spike wheel projectiles, which are very easy to avoid because, well, the spike wheel projectiles bounce. I want to go higher up a little bit. Oh, it didn't pop up this time. That second wheel did not show up. But we're making some progress here, don't worry. He'll also do this attack where he spins into the wall there and damages the wall there a little bit too, which I actually kind of like. Also, when Will Gator is flashing like that, you can't hurt him. You're going to have to wait for him to stop flashing before you can damage him. I also like how the red goop on the floor just moves around. It never stays still. And he's going to let me attack him again. I thought he was going to go right back into the goop there. Thankfully, the goop doesn't slow you down in any way. And as you can see, pretty easy to beat with the Mega Buster, and also more fun too. I have fun with the weakness. I ended up going back to the X Buster and fighting with that just to make the fight with him just that much more quicker feeling and that much more entertaining. But for beating Will Gator, we get the spin wheel. It works kind of like Will Gator's version of the weapon, except it doesn't bounce on the floor. Instead, it just goes straight across on the floor. And here's the password in case any of you guys need it and want to play along. Keep it on the screen for a few more seconds, and I will go ahead and probably do another stage. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do another stage and get a little bit of length on today's video. Why not? The spin wheel is the weakness of Bubble Crab, and we're going to face Bubble Crab next. Because why not? Might as well go ahead and power up the X Buster here. And here are the bats from X1. They're here. And we go over here and use the spin wheel. I could have just pressed the shoulder button. We can break these blocks with the spin wheel and get a free one-up. Want to watch out for those fish. Those little torpedo fish there. And we want to make our way down. This fish submarine will show up. Once it stops moving quickly, we'll be able to regain control of X here and shoot this thing down. If that spotlight gets you, it will turn into a laser, and that laser does damage to the touch, so you want to be very careful. There are some things that I want to shoot down on this thing, but I won't be able to reach them quite yet. Not until this thing comes down. There are some things up there where I won't be able to get to at the moment. And I'm still gonna have to shoot some more parts of that fish sub if I want to take it down. And unfortunately, I seem to be having a tough time doing that. There we go. That's how you shoot the face down from behind. So we've been seeing a couple of enemies, such as these jellyfish here. And if we go down here, some hidden energy. You can just slide off the wall and just wall slide your way over there. And I might as well go ahead and mention the jump physics in the water. You do jump a lot higher in water, especially when you dash. So you want to be very careful. Also down here, you can pick up some weapon and health. That sound that the game made when I picked up the weapons energy, that refilled the use of the spin wheel that I used to get that extra life. And oh yeah, there's a large energy right here, but apparently I seem to have picked it up while trying to destroy the fish stub. You want to destroy the fish stub as quickly as possible if you're trying to do a certain thing. I'll mention what that certain thing is when the time comes. And these platforms, they start showing up in this game. They don't show up in the third. You can wall slide off of them, wall jump off of them. You can even stand on top of them and dash jump to where you need to go. Which is good because, well, you'll need these to get you where you want to go. That leads you further into the stage. And I know you can go up here, but I don't know if there's anything else you can get here right away. I think the answer is no. No, you cannot. Instead, it leads to one of these strange doors that we haven't seen before. This is what you need to kill the fish sub for, because if you don't get it, you won't be able to enter that door. You won't be able to enter that area. Am I going through here? The water goes down, and we'll be able to go through this underwater base-like section of Bubble Crab stage. I was waiting for that guy to leap at me, but that didn't happen. Want to watch out for the wall robots with their three-way shots. That can be annoying. Well, I can go ahead and grab this energy so I don't have to worry about respawning enemies. That door leads to this alternate path to the left. That's pretty much all it leads to. But there is something else in that area before the alternate path. And once again, I'll let you know what it is when the time comes. For now, let's go ahead and go through this door. I'm going to go ahead and equip the spin wheel because that's the only special weapon that I have at the moment. The room fills with water as Bubble Crab makes his entrance. And it's time to use the spin wheel. The spin wheel will power through the bubble shield that Bubble Crab makes, and also do quite a bit of damage. I need to dash jump over this guy. I don't know why I'm not doing that. I am doing very horribly right now. He does have attacks, such as the ability to shoot little crab missiles at you, or towards the surface of the water, rather. And managed to get the last hit there all of a sudden. That was nice. That was very nice. Thought I was going to die there just from my lack of jumping and whatnot, but I was still able to pull through. Just be sure to jump a lot more than I did this time when you play through the boss battle here, so that way it becomes easier to get the bubble splash for beating Bubble Crab. Bubble Splash will shoot at an upwards arc and take out any enemies on its way. And it is going to prove useful later on. Anyway, our three not-so-fair-weather friends, Angel, Sergis, and Violin, they're starting to take us a little more seriously after we have destroyed 2 of the Mavericks. Sergis begins to question the strengths of the Mavericks, as well as their capabilities and their competence, and that they may have to take matters into their own hands. That's what Sergis is feeling right there. Meanwhile, we meet up with Dr. Kane, who was a big part of the story in the first game. Doesn't seem to factor in as much in 2, 3, and the other games in the series. Dr. Tane will tell you about the X-Hunters. These are the guys we saw in the previous cutscene, and we're going to have to take them down. We finally found out what they're building too, or rather rebuilding. Zero, who died in the first game. Apparently Sigma still has the parts for Zero somehow. Or, I guess he still had them considering that he died in his fortress. And the X-Hunter seems to have gotten his parts. In one way or another. Turns out we're going to have to fight the X-Hunters in order to get the parts for Zero. And if we want Zero back, we're definitely going to have to fight them. Meanwhile, we find out that the Maverick Hunters still have Zero's control ship in case he ever be revived. And says it is not very much possible to resurrect him without it. Wow, I cannot speak to save my life again. X sets out to find Zero's parts at any cost necessary, and we get another password. You may have had to pause in order to get that password because I accidentally pressed X there, but we just saw Angel, Serges, and Violin land on spots on the map. You can tell where they are just by the Sigma symbols on the map. And you're going to have to find those doors, those mysterious doors that I mentioned, in order to find them. Thankfully, one of them landed in Overdrive Ostrich's stage. This is a good thing, because I want to go over there next. Will I be able to beat one of the X-Hunters as well as Overdrive Ostrich, as well as another Maverick of my choosing? Join me next time where I see if I can do just that, and maybe, just maybe, try to find some other items in this game. So until then, this is PrinceWatercress, take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!